Showers and thunderstorms targeting central and eastern Kentucky over the next few days. I'll show you why the flash flood threat may increase where you live just ahead.
An investigation is underway after a body was found in Clark County. We're hearing from friends of a missing northern Kentucky couple, hoping for the news they've been searching for.
From a comic book to a wildly popular television show, tonight I sit down with the creator of The Walking Dead to talk about his homecoming here in Cynthiana, life after zombies, and all its success.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Andrea Walker and Sam Dick reporting. Amber Philpott is on assignment. More wet weather as we wrap up our work week. We are tracking more showers and storms moving across the region right now.
A lot going on behind us right here, which is why our WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day continues tonight. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Yeah, guys, we're going to see additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms coming later tonight and especially into the day on Saturday. And it's Saturday that we have the greatest risk for some local flash flood issues. Big complex of thunderstorms diving across western Kentucky, and some of those producing damaging winds and a ton of rain. Central and eastern Kentucky so far so good, catching a bit of a break now with some heavier rains around the Gravel Switch area, northern parts of Casey County. That extends back toward the west. Out ahead of that, around Lake Cumberland, a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms beginning to flare up. Lexington Metro has just been steamy after the fog of this morning, but we will watch the northwestern sky. Still some isolated showers and thunderstorms into northern Kentucky. That stuff's beginning to weaken, but what it's been doing over the past hour and change, it weakens, it pulses back up, it weakens a little bit. So a shower or two is out there this evening into parts of the bluegrass area. The main concern, though, will come for the day tomorrow. What we've got for you for the evening ahead of us will be any shower or thunderstorm on that hour-by-hour forecast, fairly isolated early on, and then really going by the wayside as soon as the sun sets. But it's once we get into tomorrow, we'll get a cold front into town with some showers and thunderstorms that will increase second half of the day. You see how we start things out in pretty good shape tomorrow. But guys, coming up, we'll focus on that afternoon thunderstorm threat that may lead to some local high water issues.
We are tracking a breaking news alert in Clark County tonight. A death investigation is underway right now after a body was found over an embankment.
The sheriff says people picking up cans along Goshen Road near Interstate 64 found the remains. Investigators believe the body has been there for some time. Our Kristen Kennedy is live at the scene. Kristen, do police have any leads on who this might be?
Andrea, right now police are not talking about any leads that they might have. I can tell you since the last time that we spoke, we have seen dogs out here. We believe that they are assisting in an additional search. We are also looking at investigators digging into the ground around that area where those remains were found. I can tell you state police out of the Columbia post have taken over this investigation. It's the same post handling the missing persons murder investigation of Crystal Jones and Bobby Warner. The northern Kentucky couple has been missing for several weeks. Investigators have charged a man with their murder, but out here in Clark County, police will not say if they believe the body they found to be one of the two missing.
We were all actually gathering for tomorrow to start back out another search. We're just hoping this brings us some type of closure to the family. God knows they do.
And friends and family are out here, and they are hoping for closure for their families. Live in Clark County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Kristen, thank you. Friends of Bobby Jones and Crystal Warner say they searched nearby areas for the couple. The two went missing last month. Craig Pennington, who rented a cabin in Washington County from the couple, has been charged in the murder. And new tonight here in Lexington, police are trying to figure out what caused a man's death early this morning. The Fayette County coroner says 66-year-old Robert Lee Boyd fell from a retaining wall at the Racket Club Apartments on Crosby Drive. Police found his body around 9 this morning. The coroner is calling the death accidental.
She's accused of murdering her parents, but tonight she's out of jail. An Owsley County woman charged with murder was released from the Three Forks Regional Jail this morning. Lynette McQuinn was arrested in early May after police say she shot and killed her parents at their home in Boonville. Caitlin Setner tells us why jail officials released McQuinn.
2 days ago, a family moved onto Wilson Lane just outside Boonville.
A lady had murdered her parents. That's the only thing I knew, and that she was in jail.
Their home sits right across the street from where police say Robert and Ada McQuinn were murdered back in early May. Their daughter, Lynette McQuinn, has been behind bars charged with their murders, but neighbors were startled Friday.
She came up and was ringing the doorbell. She was still in her jail outfit. As soon as I realized, we were both extremely nervous.
Robbie Cotme says the 48-year-old asked where her parents were, where her sister was, and then told her they needed to get out.
Very agitated, very just all over the place.
And she didn't know that her parents were dead?
The way she talked, no. She wanted to know where they were.
An Owsley County Circuit Court judge filed paperwork that the 48-year-old be released from jail after the Commonwealth failed to indict her within 60 days.
McQuinn was held behind bars on a $1 million bond. A judge had refused to lower bonds, saying the Commonwealth's attorney thought McQuinn would run, but now she's out.
She should not even be out, in my opinion, especially out in the public and then back in the area where the murder was committed.
We reached out to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office asking why there was a failure to indict, but her office said no comment. Neighbors say although they don't think McQuinn will come back, they're keeping an eye out.
Kind of watch our every move and keep surroundings checked until we can figure something out.
In Owsley County, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
McQuinn is still charged in the crime. Her case can still be submitted to another grand jury. Now to a developing story in Lee County. State police are investigating a deadly stabbing they believe happened early this morning. The Lee County coroner is telling us the body of 28-year-old Billy Rourke was found on Hell Creek Road about noon today. Troopers believe Rourke was stabbed to death. They're investigating his death as a homicide. The troopers tell us they found an abandoned car about a half mile from where Rourke was found. They're working to see if the car is involved with this case. No arrests have been made so far at this time.
The sheriff says he's shocked. Two Clay County officials face several charges tonight. The sheriff there tells us Judge Executive Joe Asher and Road Foreman Buford Jarvis used county property to do private jobs, and investigators say the money they made, they pocketed. Asher's sister says he's innocent. The indictment of Clay County Judge Executive Joe Asher and Road Foreman Buford Jarvis came as quite a shock to Sheriff Kevin Johnson.
When we began this, 5 weeks ago, I thought it's going to be a bunch of rumors and that would be the end of it, but it turned out to be exactly what it turned out to be.
A 6-week investigation resulted in 9 charges each against the public officials, including abuse of public trust, bribery, and criminal possession of a forged document. The sheriff's office believes both men used public funds and equipment to do work at people's homes while still billing them, demanding cash for the jobs.
These monies were never turned in. And even if the monies had been turned in, the county cannot use public equipment that's owned by the government to do private jobs.
When Betty Davidson heard her brother was being arrested, she was quick to jump to his defense.
So he's being set up?
More than likely. He would never take money from nobody. Never. He's worked all his life. He don't have to take money. I'll put it to you this way. My brother's a good Christian man and God will take care of him.
Looks like I just made a mistake, fellas, on something, and just we'll figure it out later.
What are you going to do now?
Continue working. Be married.
Both men were arrested and lodged in the Clay County Detention Center. The clerk's office says no date has been set yet for an arraignment. And new tonight, the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services has filed an emergency suspension order to close a Lexington daycare. We learned this afternoon that an order has been sent to the owner of Precious Jewels Schools of Excellence, suspending their license. The cabinet started investigating the daycare after getting a report that a child had been left in the daycare's van for hours. Police say the daycare was supposed to drop the child off at the mother's house on Wednesday afternoon. The daycare owner found the child alone in the van parked outside the daycare around 2 a.m. on Thursday. The daycare will remain closed until the investigation is complete.
It is going to be a big weekend for a small town. The city of Cynthiana is getting ready for Walking Dead Day tomorrow. Our Amber Philpott, who's from Cynthiana, got a chance to sit down with the creator of The Walking Dead, and she joins us now. Hey, Amber.
Good evening to you. The zombie invasion has begun. Take a look. It is zombies and the living coming together here tonight. There is nothing any bigger right now on television than The Walking Dead. Today I got a chance to sit down with the creator of The Walking Dead. We talked about a number of topics, including coming home.
Several authorities from your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves.
From the airwaves to the storefront, Cynthiana has rolled out the red carpet for fans of The Walking Dead.
Put the gun down!
It's the brainchild of Cynthiana native Robert Kirkman. It might be ironic that a guy who writes about zombies wasn't allowed to watch scary movies growing up.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies, basically because my parents knew I'm a wimp.
Kirkman's main character, Rick Grimes, is from Cynthiana, something he says was intentional.
It was a place that I knew, and I also wanted to do a story that, I don't want to say real people, but normal, relatable, average people.
First published in 2003, Kirkman told me it was a labor of love.
A certain level of stubbornness, I think. There were many steps along the way where I should have quit.
It paid off, and this weekend, he and fellow Cynthiana native Tony Moore, the original artist, are being honored in their hometown.
I mean, I see the mural. The mural's really cool. It's hard to go, oh yeah, that's a thing I created. That's very strange, but it's nice. I mean, it feels good.
When I met with Kirkman this morning, we read his latest project. Well, really, he says, his wife's. You said you all have a love for old homes, and this is a labor of love. How long has this been going on?
It seems like 100 years.
The Kirkmans are turning this home into a bed and breakfast and investing back into the community he loves.
And so to be able to, make something of this place and just the level of renovation here is kind of crazy. It's going to be a very nice bed and breakfast. But to be able to restore an old house is always a lot of fun.
He's a small town boy who had big dreams that have paid off not only for him, but now the town where he got his start. Well, it all started with a comic book, The Walking Dead. This week, the 157th edition, or issue, I should say, of that comic book was released. Again, it is zombies and the living. I've got to get out of here, but it is going to be a fun weekend. They're going to be honoring both Robert Kirkman, the original creator, and Tony Moore, the original artist on it. And I'm kind of frightened, so I'm going to get out of town. But all of it starts tomorrow here at 10 o'clock in Cynthiana. Live in Harrison County, I'm Amber Philpott. Back to you.
Whoa, that looks scary, Amber. Better get out fast. All right, if you're one of the thousands going to the festivities tomorrow, you'll want to go very early. Organizers will also give out 10,000 copies of the first issue of the graphic novel with a special cover featuring Pike Street in Cynthiana. Enjoy.
Still ahead on WKYT News, the first day of school is just a few days away. We'll get a sneak peek inside Lexington's newest elementary schools coming up.
And that back-to-school forecast as we roll our way through the next 7 days does include more in the way of showers and thunderstorms. And next, we'll show you why the flash flood threat is still there. See you in a moment. It's WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. That's going to roll into Saturday, and it is mainly to get you caught up on the possibility of some additional thunderstorms tomorrow that can produce some flash flooding. Let's check out the sky cams and notice the difference from east to west. We'll start in the east, look at Moorhead, Jackson, Corbin, plenty of sunshine. Now we start to see a little more cloud cover from Lexington, Frankfort into Florence. Now let's go to the west. Louisville, we've had rain. E-Town, we've had rain, thunderstorms. Bowling Green, severe thunderstorms rolled through town a little earlier. So quite the difference. And you see that playing out now on your Defender radar network. Interstate 65, big complex of thunderstorms. Bluegrass region and I-75, just some isolated showers and storms. Eastern Kentucky, forget about it. You got mainly sunshiny skies. Let's go into what is left of a little broken band of some showers and thunderstorms. South of Gravel Switch, heading toward Liberty, some heavier downpours. That extends back toward the southwest. So folks in Adair County, down toward Lake Cumberland, some showers will have a better chance of getting in there than, let's say, central or eastern parts of our region. Lexington Metro skies are turning a little overcast now as a dying band of some showers and thunderstorms working out of Indiana into northern Kentucky heads our way. Can that fire back up? It's at least a possibility. Anyone fair game for a shower or thunderstorm this evening. Most of the action, though, today has been across the west with a big complex of thunderstorms that is showing signs now of becoming a flash flood producer into western Kentucky. I start to see a thunderstorm complex that builds back to the west like that. Look out, you can get some training of cells over the same piece of real estate. That's my concern heading into the day tomorrow, this time a little farther to the east as this front dives its way toward the south and southeast. That's a heavy rainmaker coming up as we go into especially the second half of tomorrow, and especially for areas south of Interstate 64. you have the greatest risk for seeing some local high water issues. Let's face it, you've been worked over. The ground has over the past couple of weeks and certainly in recent days. Hour by hour this evening, isolated. Hour by hour, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, chance for a shower or thunderstorm. What happens, though, in a setup like this as that front presses in from the north? Sunshine comes out middle of the morning into the early part of the afternoon. Then all of a sudden you get these thunderstorms to begin to increase. And notice the coverage of the green. What that is just telling me when I see computer models doing that, it's just saying this model says, you know what, I've got thunderstorms that can go up anywhere across this area. I don't know exactly where, but they're going to put down some heavy rains. So that's why we're calling tomorrow another WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day with the possibility of some local flash flood issues across the southern half of the area. Into Sunday, it is mainly dry. Southeastern Kentucky, that model says, I'm going to try to throw another thunderstorm into maybe Harlan County or Pike County into the afternoon. Majority of the area, though, has much better air coming up for Sunday, and some of that will carry us into Monday with a late day shower or thunderstorm. Then the tropics begin to open up across Kentucky. The flow comes right off the Gulf of Mexico. Humidity levels may skyrocket next week to the highest levels of the entire summer, which is saying something, with showers and thunderstorms that will go up during that time as well. Basically, it's more of the same.
Yeah, people can't say that we're not warned.
That's
tell
right.
us a week ahead of time.
That's right. And tomorrow morning you're okay. Tomorrow afternoon, watch those showers and storms south of 64 especially. Could be some big-time rainers.
Sunday's looking good.
Sunday looks good.
There you go.
There's one.
There you go. Schools across the Commonwealth are getting ready to open, and here in Lexington, school leaders cut the ribbon on a new school.
This afternoon, we got a look at the new Garrett Morgan Elementary School in the Hamburg area off of Polo Club Boulevard. The principal, Sarah Woodford, tells us they have had people from the neighborhood help them set up.
We've unloaded at this point over 10,000 boxes. We've unpacked 10,000 boxes in this building, and it took, truly, I mean, they say it takes a village, and it does.
And there was also a ribbon cutting at Coventry Oak Elementary School this morning. School in Fayette County starts August 10th, right around the corner. If you head on over to the WKYT.com site, we have a list of school start times and dates for some public school districts around central Kentucky.
So it's so exciting for them. I know
yes, it is.
They love that
sure
reminder. The Kentucky football team held its annual media day today, and the players said they are tired of mediocrity.
Yes, they are. You know, the Wildcats have been 5-7 for 2 straight years, and now they want to take it to the next level. But how does Mark Stoops plan to lead his team to the next level and potentially a bowl game? He'll tell you next in sports. It was media day this morning for the football Wildcats, and Mark Stoops expressed optimism that his program has turned the corner. The players posed for a team picture at Commonwealth Stadium when then they took their turns in front of the cameras. Now, before practicing the first time this afternoon, Mark Stoops says that he's anxious to get started.
I'm tired of working on the broad strokes. You know, our team has the foundation to handle more, to practice longer, to have good detailed practices. We're physically and mentally, we're better. And that's what I'm most excited about. It gives us the opportunity to grind them.
Guys don't want that same feeling of just going 5-7, going so close. Guys just want to, you know, get over the hump and get this program where it needs to be.
Now, we heard from Drew Barker for the first time since spring drills. Barker's going into his 3rd season at UK and 3rd different offensive coordinator. He's the starter heading into the fall, and he says that he's better prepared this season.
I've had all the ups and downs. I've seen a lot of different things, had a lot of different coaches, and you know, I feel like I've been able to finally take that leadership role, come in here, you know, taking more of a vocal role.
Now, the East Jessamine football team has been grounded, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. After passing it around the yard, they plan to keep it on the ground in 2016. They are the subject of tonight's 27 teams in 27 days. East Jessamine will be on the run this season.
In this state, if you're going to win the games when the real trophies are handed out, you got to be able to run it. So we're kind of going with that philosophy. I think this team's built for it.
It's a change of philosophy for a team that passed it around last season with quarterback Kyle Gann, who also ran for almost 500 yards.
I'm really confident with my running skills because I feel like I've had enough experience with that I can lead this team. And throwing, I'm super confident in that too. And I feel like I can give teams a lot of trouble having both those abilities.
We have a dual threat quarterback. We have a
strong fullback in Aaron Fortenberry. We have myself, I could run the ball, and then we have a very fast wing in Phillip Williams. So you can't just choose one of us and stop our whole offense.
East Jess believes they have the players to run straight downhill.
We for sure have that style. We're a bunch of mean Jessamine County kids.
We want to really see who the bigger man is every Friday night, and if you can't stop us, well, it's going to show on film.
Mike Bolin also believes not only is it important to run the ball, it's important to stop the run on defense.
You just have to take away the run, and that's been proven since the beginning of football. If you take away the run and you make teams throw the football to beat you, most teams, and I don't care even if it's the New England Patriots, they're going to have a hard time doing it. And when we're better run defenders, then we're going to be in every ball game.
And guys, we talk about the UK football season being close. The high school football season starts 2 weeks from tonight. Sam, Andrea, back to you.
A final check of your first alert forecast is next.
And then on the CBS Evening News, protesters blocking the path of the Olympic torch. Why they're upset with the city of Rio.
Chris, I hear more of the muggies ahead of us.
Yeah, we've got a lot of it out there tonight and again over the next few days and certainly next week. We're looking at your Defender Radar Network. You're wondering about those evening plans. For the most part, we're going to be okay outside of a scattered shower or thunderstorm. Guys, it's tomorrow afternoon. We'll see heavy rains return with showers and thunderstorms, especially across the southern half of the area.
And for UK football fans, tomorrow's Fan Day, right?
Fan Day, big day for the people to get out there and meet their favorite players tomorrow morning at about 9 o'clock.
Early, but we can handle it.
That's right. CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley's next. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tonight.